If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Go. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gil Kuta Jr. I'm going to run you through my little spiel here. I'm going to kind of go around the horn with all your local teams, with all the typical things you'd expect, such as how to fix the Orioles with the trade deadline coming up. What do you expect out of the Ravens this year? I'm even going to throw a little Caps hockey in there for you. I know that Nestor's a big hockey fan. I figured I'd surprise him with that one. So, first of all, for the Orioles, congratulations to the three All-Stars, Matt Wieters, Adam Jones, and Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson, the easiest pick out of the three. When you're tied for the league lead in saves, I think you pretty much punched a ticket already. Jason Hamill had a chance to be the number 4. I just think due to popularity, he's not going to beat out Yu Darvish for that American League spot. So I voted for him a couple hundred times yesterday, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think since Darvish is an entire country voting for him, you can expect him to get that last spot. And when it comes to stats, he is more deserving. As well as Hamill's pitched, Darvish has been fantastic, and I always admire those guys who come in from the Far East and they have a fantastic first year, because I can only imagine how hard that is. So how to fix the Orioles at the trade deadline, I say you go and try to bring in Matt Garza from the Chicago Cubs. Everybody knows he doesn't want to be a Cub. I wouldn't want to be a Cub. You're 14 games out of first place in your division. You can't win a game to save your life. There isn't much talent around you. You don't have too much help. And Ryan Dempster has had injury problems. So go grab Matt Garza. Granted, he's 4-6, 4.01 ERA. His numbers could be better, but with a 1.16 WHIP, that's something you have to look at. Also, he's a strikeout guy. He has phenomenal stuff. And with 26 walks compared to his 80 strikeouts, those numbers are, they're not a gleaming star in the night sky, but you're going to notice them and you're going to bring them out. So I say you try to bring in a Matt Garza. I think pitching is going to be the problem, because from what I've seen in baseball over the years, offensively, your lineup is always going to click at some point. At some point, the hits will start coming, the runs will get put on the board, so it becomes more of your team's job to keep the other team off the board. And unfortunately for our pitching, our fielding errors haven't helped that much. When you lead the league with 70, it's going to be tough to keep runs off the board. You give up that many extra outs, your pitching staff isn't going to be too happy about that, no matter how good your bullpen has been. Other than that, let's switch over to football. Everybody's excited for preseason. If anyone is on Facebook, you see every 6 hours how many days are left until the first preseason game for the Ravens, until training camp starts. Everybody's excited for it. Everybody sees a picture of Ray Lewis doing the dance coming out of the tunnel. I'm psyched for it. I wish they would stop posting them, because it makes me mad that it's not here yet. Everyone's concerned that Terrell Suggs is not going to be playing for a while. I would be too. I think he will find his way in back mid-season. I think he's going to rehab himself to death if he can. He's going to do whatever he can to get back as soon as humanly possible. Granted, an Achilles is a tough injury to come back. It's a tough injury to come back from. So you got to see what happens, but I think he'll be back mid-season. And then you'll get to see a lot more of Courtney Upshaw, who is a monster. He was a monster at Alabama. He's going to be a monster here. And all you hear is how much better he is than the Ravens thought he was going to be. And the greatest thing about that is they thought he was going to be a monster from the start. And apparently he's better than that, which is a fantastic thing to hear. When it comes to the contract disputes that everybody's worried about with Ray Rice and Joe Flacco, Ray will get his money. Ray will get his money before Joe will get his money. And I think Joe should get his money. He's asking for $100 million. Do I think he'll get $100 million? If it were me, I would give it to him. I think he's earned it. No quarterback has won more regular season games in their first 4 seasons than number 5 in purple. That's a fact. So, and he's played in more playoff games as a quarterback than a lot of other quarterbacks have played in their entire careers. So I think he has more than a background for it, and I think that he should get his money. Now let's hop on the ice rink, because I know Nestor's a big hockey fan. My father used to read all of his articles in the Skipjacks all the time. So the Caps have made a few moves. I don't expect them to make too many. The team's in a fantastic spot. They traded for Mark Ribeiro, which I was ecstatic to see, because he was one of my favorite players in Dallas. He has puck handling skills that are second to none, and it was actually a pretty good. We didn't have to give up too much to grab him. And right now at center, they're set with Backstrom, Johansson, Ribeiro, and Like. That's a pretty powerhouse lineup at the center position. And then, of course, there are a couple other pickups. For example, we acquired a defenseman. His last name is Hillen. Has a couple points. He was in Nashville playing the playoffs. He blocks a lot of shots, which apparently is the new fetish for the Caps, as they really like to block shots these days. And Adam Oates, as the new coach, wants to continue that. which I thought was a great hire. Hall of Fame cap, again. We're at one Hall of Fame cap after another. But the previous one left. He wanted to go back to Canada, wanted to spend time with his family. You can't hate on Dale Hunter for that. But Adam Oates, he was an assistant in New Jersey for 3 years. He went through a Stanley Cup run with them. Well, I don't know if you could call it a run. I don't think you could call any team Stanley Cup run because L.A. ran over everybody. But either way, he was in New Jersey for the Stanley Cup for the Stanley Cup run, and I think you'll see Adam Oates do a great job. He's going to change things up. It looks like he's going to be more offensive, considering he brings in Ribeiro, he trades away Dennis Weidman for nothing. We didn't get anything from the Calgary. Well, okay, we got a draft pick. We got a 5th rounder for next year. But the defenseman we got for him, we're not even going to keep on the roster. So you trade away a Dennis Weidman, that makes me think he wants defensemen that can play defense as opposed to high-scoring defensemen. And Mike Green's not going to go anywhere. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Good news for all of us Marylanders that are Caps fans because they've gone crabbing since Joey Crab showed up. Crab with 2 B's. Don't get that excited about it. When I say that, I mean don't get that excited about his last name. As a player, he was a fantastic pickup. He's a 29-year-old guy, which by hockey standards is not the oldest of players you can draft. It's not like the NFL or baseball, and once they're about to turn 30, you should trade them away. It's a different game. And last year, he had career highs in goals, assists, and points. He had 11 goals, 15 assists, 26 points. He was a +1 for the Leafs, which gave him the 5th best plus-minus rating on the team, which either means he was the 5th best guy on the team or the Leafs just sucked that bad. And then he had 2 shorthanded goals and 4 game winners, which means he's a great penalty killer. He spends a lot of time on the ice when he's trying to kill a penalty, which is exactly what the Caps needed. It was a huge problem in the playoffs, even towards the end of the regular season. So the way I look at it, it was a couple good pickups, a young defenseman, another right winger. You send away Weidman, who wasn't making that big of an impact, in my opinion. And I think you'll be fine. Everybody's excited to see the Caps back on the ice. They want to see number 8 skating around. They want to see number 70 in the net. I think that's actually going to be a bigger issue. Everybody wants to see Holtby playing goalie. So that's my, I guess I can call that my local wraparound of sports, so to speak. Gave you a little Orioles and how to fix them. Welcome to Jim Thome, Big 25. The guy looks like an oak tree standing at the plate, which is exactly what we needed, a full-time DH. So welcome to Jim. Congrats on your first hit as an Oriole, and hopefully they'll be able to string a win out tonight. That's been me. That's been my hopefully longer than 5 minutes. I'm Gil Kuta Jr. Thanks for listening.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.